How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Stamps Bros. I'm David, and behind me is the S550. This 2012 Mercedes is in for one of our most popular packages, which is a 4-year ceramic coating, but because he booked within our promotion, he's going to be getting a full paint protection film applied to the full bumper and partial hood. He came in worrying about his paint a little bit. It is a 2012, so he wanted to enhance the paint, so we're going to be running that two-step cut just to remove most of the defects, 100% of the swirls, and increasing the gloss. And then the ceramic coating is going to go on, making sure that it stays glossy and very easy to clean for him for in the future. Now, before any of that, obviously, we're going to be doing Labo Cosmetica's touchless two-step process, which will wash and decontaminate the car without needing to touch it. Now, we're just going to be a little bit more thorough and do a little bit of a contact wash. But this is probably one of the best performing shampoos, that's why we use it. Speaking of performance, this thing does have a 4.7 liter V8, which produces about 400 horsepower, which I'm a little bit torn about because it feels like I'm driving a cloud. And I don't think that a car with 400 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque should feel like you're driving a cloud. I like the more go-kart, race kart feel, but let me know what you guys think. But let's jump right into the wash. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to work on are these wheels, and you might not think that they're that dirty, but a lot of dirt can hide in wheels, and the last thing that we want is to do the wheels last, because if you do that, there's a chance that any dirt from the wheels will bounce back up onto your nice clean paint. So we're going to start with spraying it off. Okay, so something I just forgot to do is to put on gloves. I am notorious for forgetting to put on my gloves, but please put on gloves when you're doing this. A lot of these chemicals are very harmful. You can lose feeling in your hands, and we don't want that. So always make sure that you're wearing the proper PPE. So we just rinsed it off with water. That's all we did. I'm gonna go ahead and use an iron remover on these rims. Now, the bottle that we're using says Geon. This is not Geon inside here. It's actually Bloomco's iron remover. I just like the bottle. And then inside here is Big Red from Bloomco as well. The iron remover is just going to go onto the rim, make sure that we decontaminate, get rid of any of that brake dust. This is just going to go on and make sure that we get all the dirt off. Yeah, we're gonna let it sit for about 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then go ahead and start scrubbing. There we go. And you can rinse the brush. Get the outside of the rims here. Then we're just gonna foam it up with some soap. More concentrated soap, the better. And again, you're just gonna let that soap sit and do its job for a little bit, maybe about 15, 20 seconds. And go ahead with your barrel brush. And the reason that we clean the barrels of the wheels, because even though the customer can't see it, it's just so he doesn't have to buy new rims in the future. Because if you let all that brake dust and that dirt sit back there for long enough, your rims will then begin to corrode. We don't want that. You want to be a little bit thorough with this. Put that in there. Look how dirty that is. The majority of this is all brake dust. And then you just want to rinse it off with some water. We also like to do the wheel well. Now this is a 2012, so it's not carpet wheel wells, so water will actually clean them. And if not, the touchless wash definitely will. Okay, so off camera, I just went around, did the other 3 wheels. Now we're gonna move on to the first wash process. And we're gonna spray some P&S bug remover, or bug off, just on the front end here. There's a lot of bugs. And we spray this on with zero dilution, zero water on the car. And we let it sit for maybe about 2 minutes. Don't let it dry, whatever you do. Spray it on the mirrors as well, on the windshield, anywhere that has a ton of bugs. Oh, right up on top of the thing. And this stuff is extremely strong. I haven't diluted it whatsoever. This will actually start to eat your fingertips if you're not careful, so please wear gloves. But completely safe to use on paint, don't worry. Again, best practice, don't let it dry. So we're just gonna let that sit while I get set up on the first step of the wash. Now, this is a touchless wash. So I know you guys are used to me doing every part of the car separately, like the front end, the side, the back, the other side, all separately with you guys. We're gonna do the entire car together. I'll try and get some different angles, but let me know down in the comments which one you prefer, half the car at a time or the entire thing together. So with this, we're gonna actually spray this on the bottom part of the car first and work our way up. We want the dirtiest part to get hit first. This is the first step of the wash. This is Primus, and it will get rid of anything organic on the car. So bird droppings, tree sap, and bugs, of course. So depending on how contaminated the car is, we do have to let the soap kind of sit and dwell for a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, again, depending on how contaminated the car is. This stuff's super highly concentrated, but it is safe for the paint. You can always go back around, do more soap if you feel like you need to. This stuff is completely touchless, which means we don't have to put too many scratches into it. The second step, we are gonna touch the car just to make sure it's very thoroughly washed anyways, and we're polishing it, so it's gonna come out flawless anyways. While we're waiting though, let's talk about how luxurious this car is. First of all, looks-wise, it's a nice car for 2012, right? The interior, it's made from premium products. It's real leather, none of this fake stuff. It has amazing cup holders, and I have to specify the cup holders. I love them in here. Most high-end vehicles, the cup holders suck. That Z4, the BMW that we normally wash here, cup holders suck in that. I'm not gonna lie. Love the cup holders on this. If you choose to go with the wood in the wooden trim interior, it is all real wood as well. So they didn't cheap out on anything on the interior. The seats feel like they're hugging you. And you know, overall, it feels like you really are driving on a cloud. The back seats, very, very spacious as well. And you can choose to get the heated seats as well. The interior's technology, it also seems like it's very up to date. Like it doesn't seem like this is a 2012 whatsoever. So let's go ahead and spray the soap off though. So before putting Pacifica onto the paint, which is the inorganic shampoo, which will get rid of anything inorganic that's in the paint. So if your car kind of feels like sandpaper, typically people would suggest to clay it. You don't need to with Pacifica. So Pacifica will actually safely remove and decontaminate the paint for you, again, without having to touch it. Now we are gonna be touching the vehicle again, just to ensure it's completely clean. Now it's time to do the other part of the touchless wash, which like I mentioned is the inorganic touchless wash, but we're gonna be touching the vehicle. And now we're gonna apply Pacifica, which again, you do not need to touch, but we are going to anyways. Again, you're gonna wanna let it sit and dwell for a bit. And while we let the soap sit and dwell and just do what it's supposed to do, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about why I think this car is the car from the future. First of all, safety. This car is extremely safe. If you get near anything, it's gonna start to beep. I didn't even know 2012s had that. If a car brakes in front of you, it'll let you know right away. It won't pre-brake for you like some Teslas, but it's gonna let you know, hey, brake, you're gonna hit this car. And also, it has air suspension. Who doesn't love air suspension? It feels like you're driving on a cloud, seriously. Now let's go ahead and rub the soap in. Now we are using a 2-bucket wash method, meaning that we rinse our mitt in one and then we rinse in the other one just to ensure there's no contamination on the mitt when we rub it on the paint. And in the beginning, this paint was extremely rough, and now it's extremely smooth. So the soap has done its job. It's safely removed anything that's embedded into the paint, almost the same as what a clay bar would. Now we're gonna rinse our wash mitt per panel and flip it. Sorry, we're gonna wash our wash mitt every panel or two, but in between each panel, we're gonna flip it. Sides. Glass is not really gonna matter too much. Again, this is a quick wipe, just because the soap has already done its job. You're gonna notice the paint might be a little bit more hydrophobic. It's gonna sheed some water. That's not because the soap has any SiO2 properties. It's not the soap doing anything but decontaminating the paint. So you're gonna get that water sheeting a lot more. Bucket. Oh guys, squeeze out your water before you touch the paint. You don't want any water on your wash mitt. The reason being is it's going to lubricate too much. You want the mitt to do its job. You want it to pull dirt from the paint. You can't do that with water on it. And now we're on to the last part of the wash process, which is obviously the drying part, where you're gonna be using our Labo Cosmetica drying towel. And look at that. That's what you want out of a drying towel. So it basically dries it probably a good 90, 95%. And then you can go back and kind of buff the rest off. But that's without even touching the car. That's effortlessly. They also have the side of the towel for the glass. So you can flip the towel over and you do the same thing. You do the exact same thing to the glass. Effortlessly and without causing little to no damage. I say little to no damage because when you do touch a car, you're gonna be putting swirls and scratches into it no matter what. Best ways to prevent that is with PPF and ceramic coating. So you guys are interested in learning more about that, just give us a DM. Always happy to help out. If you're in Calgary or Alberta area, we'd be happy to apply one for you. I always recommend you get a professional apply ceramic coating, even if they're DIY friendly, just because if you do make that one little mistake, it's very expensive to fix. I want to show you guys a little bit of the interior of this car, even though we're not doing anything to it. He does keep it incredibly clean, but in all honesty, for 2012, it has about 113,000 kilometers on it. This is a beautiful car. In all honesty, this is one of the more beautiful cars that comes in. And again, we get very high-end cars in here all the time. But look at this little clock, even the dial. You've never seen dials like that. Oh, that's all real wood. It's all real leather. This car is honestly amazing. It's like it's from the future, like I keep saying. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, check out our other videos. We'll post some in the corners right here. We are monetized, so check out our online store for cool shirts, posters to decorate your guys' setups with. If you're interested in any of the products that we used, we'll leave a link to the USA for Labo Cosmetica. If you guys are in Canada, Alberta, Toronto, Saskatchewan, BC, wherever you guys are in Canada, check out Revolution's Detailing Supplies. Dustin down there will ship anywhere in Canada. Till then, catch you guys in the next detail. Thanks for tuning in.
Here at Stance Bros, we're recognized as one of Calgary's premier detailing spas. Our meticulous attention to detail ensures every vehicle entrusted to us leaves looking its best. Join us on this channel as we showcase our passion for cars, detailing expertise, and exciting car content. At Stance Bros, we're cultivating a community united by our passion for all things automotive.
Nice stance, bro.